안녕, I'm Dawn, the Chief of Social Events.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeonga. I'm the Chief of Education Team 1.
Hi everyone, my name is Taeyeon and I'm the Chief of Education Team 2 of the 2021 World Congress. So, it's been a long time since we met in person because of the COVID and everything. We only met each other online. It's so nice to see you all.
Right, I always saw you through the little screen during the online meeting. So nice to see you.
Yeah, me too, but it's a shame only 4 of us could meet up because of the 4-person limit.
Yeah, shame. Well, anyways, us getting together under such dire circumstances would mean that the World Congress is coming along smoothly, right?
Right! Exactly, so get ready for an exciting World Congress.
Another good news, registration for events full of prizes are upcoming. So keep in touch through our official Instagram and YouTube so you don't miss the deadline. So now let's dive into the events of the World Congress. In this online event, we will be using Virtual Soul platform. So could Jeonga introduce to us all what Virtual Soul is?
Sure, it is literally the same or even better than the real-life conference room. Amazing, isn't it? Using Virtual Soul, participants can fully enjoy the offline atmosphere while participating in the workshops and cultural events.
And next is, I'm sure most of our participants were curious about this, the list of events prepared. Personally, I'm also curious about what events other teams are preparing. So, can each one of you go around and tell us what events are underway?
The social events team is now preparing a total of 7 dynamic events, and I'll introduce 3 events among them. Is there anyone who likes K-pop so much that you want to dance whenever the songs come out? Or maybe you might want to say, "Thank you, I love you" in Korean to your family. Then, Korean Night K Culture Festival is just a perfect event for you. You can learn interesting Korean culture, including K-pop, Korean language, and Korean food in just 3 hours. Also, if you're curious about the culture of other countries and looking forward to meeting foreign friends, come and join Integer Night. Tell us your story. You will get to know how your foreign friends date, how school life would be, or different kinds of worries they have. The last event I strongly recommend to you is K-Log. If you tell us where you want to go, what you want to do, and what you want to eat in Korea, we are going to plan a perfect tour course and travel for you. We also prepared a few tips for traveling Korea for those who will visit here later. So, I just introduced 3 exciting events, but one thing you should know is that the other 4 events will be just as fun as those 3 events. So do not miss our social events in World Congress 2021.
Wow, sounds so interesting. Can I join?
Oh, alright.
Getting to meet new friends from around the world. Next up is events from Education Team 1.
In Education Team 1, we are preparing PD events. There are 4 events in here: industrial skill event, patient counseling event, clinical skill event, and compounding event. First, the industrial skill event is a platform for members to understand and familiarize themselves with various fields of pharmaceutical industry. In this team-based competition, each team has to analyze the case and come up with realistic industrial proposals. Second, patient counseling event is a competition where pharmacy students compete with other participants by showing their own medication counseling ability. We intend to improve the professional knowledge and communication skills required for medication consultation through this patient counseling event. Third, clinical skill event is the competition in which students can review and fill out their pharmaceutical knowledge of pharmacology, immunology, microbiology, which future pharmacists must master. Through this event, students can use clinical skills to solve drug-related problems in the field of pharmaceutical science, which is one of the key duties of pharmacists. Finally, compounding event is to raise awareness about the importance of compounding and provide students with the opportunity to practice their compounding skills.
So many exciting events. Can I register?
No, of course not, because you're reception committee. But other participants of World Congress can welcome to join. Can Daeyeon tell us about Education Team 2?
So basically, in Education Team 2, we're preparing public health campaign, workshops, and hackathon. You might be wondering how we can do a public health campaign online. So just to give you a little hint, to make sure as many people can participate, our public health campaign will be done through Instagram in a form of competition between member associations. So show us how active and creative your association is, and also along with it will come exciting prizes. Related posts will be going up the Instagram account in June, so stay tuned. For the workshop of the 2021 World Congress, our theme is Transforming Pharmacist Roles, Improving Quality of Life Through Healthcare Innovation. A series webinar on healthcare innovation in local pharmacy, hospital, pharmaceutical industry, and the government sector will be presented. Also, educational symposium on adequate patient education through digital platforms and scientific symposium on pharmacogenomics is also prepared just for you. And as for hackathon, this may be a little bit new to everyone, but simply said, it is an opportunity for people who are interested in starting business. Participants will be walking through the process of business model building and refine their business models by meeting mentors from different sectors. We were actually gonna finish our video here, but it wouldn't be the World Congress Reception Committee if we ended here, right? So we brought a small, easy event for everyone.
For real? What is it?
It's drawing the Korean flag called 태극기. And one more thing, take a picture of you in the pose of W for World Congress and the 태극기 that you drew and send it to the email below. We will select few best drawers and introduce them at our World Congress. Plus, the 태극기 will be used at our World Congress, so stay tuned for your 태극기 appearing at the Congress.
See you at our World Congress!
After the Korean War, Korea has become the 11th largest economy in the world in 2016, ranked number 1 globally in shipbuilding, semiconductor and IT industries in just half a century. Korea has achieved an unprecedented miracle of transformation, from a recipient of international aid to a donor, affording aid to other countries. Based on this experience, the Korean pharmaceutical industry is now working to achieve another miracle. Since the appearance of the first modern pharmaceutical company in the 1890s, the Korean pharmaceutical industry has been a central component in improving public health. Since the launch of the National Health Insurance Program in 1977, Korea set a world record for achieving nationwide health insurance coverage in just 12 years. It's also one of the few nations that is self-sufficient with key pharmaceuticals such as vaccines, blood products, and infusions. In 2009, when the influenza A virus put the whole world in a panic, by providing 14 million doses of flu vaccine that was developed in Korea, the Korean pharmaceutical industry shows a good example of Korea's vaccine self-sufficiency. Korea boasts affordable and high-quality pharmaceutical products as one of the reasons for a higher life expectancy and quality of health at a medical cost lower than that of the OECD average. The Korean pharmaceuticals market is estimated to reach $19.2 billion USD in 2018, ranked 12th in the world with a compound annual growth rate of 4.5%. Specifically, the biopharmaceuticals market accounted for around $1.9 billion USD in 2018, covering 10.2% of the pharmaceuticals market. Thanks to the current expansion of Korean pharmaceuticals in the global market, average annual exports are increasing by more than 17.9%. In particular, biopharmaceuticals exports have sharply increased by over 30%, drawing in attention as having great potential for global growth in the future. As the FDA granted a Korean drug, LG Factive, a marketing authorization, Korea had become the 10th nation to acquire new drug approval from US FDA, demonstrating Korea's world-class drug development capability. Korea Ministry of Health and Welfare certified 45 innovative pharmaceutical companies for their R&D capability and global competitiveness. Standing shoulder to shoulder with the world's top pharmaceutical companies, innovative pharmaceutical companies are developing over 900 new drugs in the pipeline. As a result, 2 to 3 new drugs are approved each year. 29 new drugs have been developed in Korea as of 2019. In addition, 13 drugs developed by Korean companies have been granted marketing authorization from advanced regulatory authorities in the United States and Europe since 2013. As of 2019, the number of drugs that received approval from the US FDA and EMA is 23 and 16 respectively. Korea is also demonstrating a strong potential in biopharmaceuticals. The K-Pharma companies continue to develop and launch state-of-the-art biopharmaceutical products, including the world's first stem cell treatment, Hardicelgram, the world's first antibody biosimilar, Remsima, growth hormones, botulinum toxin, and so on. Korea has also developed 4 out of the 7 stem cell treatments that have been launched in the world so far, including the first ever stem cell treatment, Hardicelgram. Korea's capability in biosimilar development is leading the world market. 9 biosimilars approved in the United States and Europe in 2019 were developed by Korean companies. A number of gene treatment pipelines are undergoing global clinical trials. Some of them have been successfully engaged in technology transfer deals. Korea has been globally recognized as the place to conduct clinical trials. Especially Korea's capital city, Seoul, is home to major hospitals with world-class facilities and human resources to conduct clinical trial, earning the reputation as the ideal city for global clinical trials. As a result, Seoul has been number 1 in the world by number of clinical trial sites since 2011, demonstrating its strength as a pharmaceutical powerhouse. Korea joined Pharmaceutical Inspection Cooperation Scheme in 2014 and the International Council on Harmonization in 2016, demonstrating international recognition on its quality management standard in manufacturing, approval, review, and pharmacovigilance. The World Health Organization officially recognized the excellence of Korea's vaccine safety management system, and the mutual agreement was concluded in 2016 to allow Korea to be exempt from the GMP inspection when Korean vaccines are delivered to the UN. Korea was ranked as the second largest manufacturer of biopharmaceuticals in the world after the United States as of 2017. Songdo, as a city, can possess the largest manufacturing capability of 510,000 liters from 2018, when Samsung Biologics started to fully operate its 3rd manufacturing line. Korea has also been establishing manufacturing sites with global GMP standard in emerging countries such as Thailand, Indonesia, and Kazakhstan. Korean pharmaceutical products are increasingly making their presence in the global market, contributing to the health of the people worldwide. Currently, 11 Korean vaccines have obtained the WHO pre-qualification status and are eligible for international vaccine procurement process for underdeveloped countries. SK Bioscience's chickenpox vaccine marked world's second to receive WHO's PQ certification and demonstrate its global competitiveness. Sky Cell Flu has become the world's first trivalent influenza to join the WHO PQ certification list for global buyers. Recently, it accelerates its efforts to enter into Asian countries including Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, and Mongolia. Celltrion has won marketing approval in the US and Europe for linezolid, its antibiotic used in the treatment of infections caused by gram-positive bacteria. And linezolid is added to the WHO pre-qualified list to join drug tenders by international organizations under the United Nations. Hanmi's hypertension drugs amulzitan is dominating the market in South Korea with 18.2 billion won in revenue. It is exported to more than 10 countries under the brand name Kozar XQ. Ilyang Pharmaceuticals Supect, an affordable and more effective leukemia treatment than the existing treatments, has been successfully engaged in technology transfer deals in China, Turkey, Russia, Colombia, and others to be delivered to patients in those regions. Celltrion's Remsima and Truxima and Samsung Bioepsis's Benepali and Ontruzant are gaining market advantage as the first biosimilars in the American and European countries. Remsima is occupying more than 40% European market share. More than 420 million USD worth of Benepali was sold in the European market in 2018. The Korean government is showing strong support for the development of the pharmaceutical industry. The control tower of the health industry, the Ministry of Health and Welfare, and its affiliated organization for fostering the health industry, the Korea Health Industry Development Institute, are putting their efforts into supporting the pharmaceutical industry to develop it as Korea's growth engine in the era of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. In particular, the second five-year comprehensive plan to promote and support pharmaceutical industry has been established in 2017, with the vision to leap to a pharmaceutical power for health and jobs for people. And four major goals to realize it are: to enhance R&D for new drug development capabilities, to develop human resource and support startups, to reinforce support system for globalization, and to foster pharmaceutical industrial infrastructure development. With the world's first and most advanced innovations, the Korean pharmaceutical industry is writing a new history. With its pharmaceuticals and new drug development capabilities, Korea will become a global partner that improves health and the quality of life for everyone in the world.